Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
Let's go.
Let's go. Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday.
I love it. It's my favorite episode to do.
I know.
Because it's the beginning of the weekend, not the end.
Yes. And people are going to listen to, yes, let's go.
Yeah,
Friday.
TGIF.
TGIF.
And
it's so true, like mentally, how we get excited. Right?
Yeah. Thursdays are my favorite day because it's like leading into the weekend.
Yes.
You got weekend frame of mind. I don't know.
And when I was a youngster in my 20s, we would party on Thursday night.
Yeah,
get
because
ready
you
for the
extend
weekend.
the weekend.
Yes.
That's how you extend it.
Yes.
You make plans on
Thursday,
Thursday.
Friday, Saturday, and you just rest all day Sunday like a lazy slob. Just recover.
Yeah, I don't get to rest all day because we actually record the podcast and I have to edit and do all that. But I like to still keep it low.
Yeah.
Low activity.
Yeah.
Because, I always need a day. I feel like I always need like a recovery day.
Of course. Always. Reset.
Downplay. Yeah.
Just like a reset. Yeah, for sure. Recharge your battery, reset.
Turn all the way down. But we are at the beginning of the weekend right now.
Yes, we are.
And if you have not already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified when our episodes drop. It'll let you know whenever I post a new video. And then also just hit that like button. That really does help us a lot. Of course, always with the comments. We love the comments. And remember, if you have a good question, answer it and ask it in the comments, and we will answer it on the episode.
Yes, we will.
Do not be afraid to ask any questions because we love to answer them.
We're here to help too. You might have an important question.
Yeah, so getting right into it. On the last episode, we talked about Kyle Richards and Mauricio potentially separating and the rumors.
Mauricio Umansky.
Yeah. Okay. Umansky. Where there's smoke, there's fire, all of that.
That's what you say.
Literally 4 or 5 hours after our episode dropped, it officially dropped on TMZ.
So we announced it first.
Yeah, we scooped TMZ.
Sorry, TMZ, we're little people.
That's the second time we've done that. Because remember with the your brother, your friend's sister who passed away, we knew the info before TMZ even had it.
Yeah, and they had all the wrong info.
And they had wrong info.
All the wrong.
Anyways, so we talked about that, and I just wanted to go over it. So TMZ announced that they're separated. Now, people have spotted Kyle and Mauricio out in Aspen together. So they're still speculating, is that information accurate? Or maybe they are together. Maybe it's just rumor. Then they released a joint statement saying that although they've had a rough year in their marriage, the rumors that they're divorcing are not true. I thought the choice of words was very specific. Gotcha. Because divorcing. And if you notice, TMZ reported that they are separated, not divorcing.
Yes.
I believe that they have been in a new normal for a couple years. I think that now that I think back and piece some things together, what I think is they are navigating whatever it is that's happening with them, but they're not in a traditional marriage.
Yes.
I think that she is having, this is all allegedly, but I think that she definitely is having some sort of relationship with this Morgan chick. I think her name is Morgan Wade or something like that. She's a musician. And if you guys watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, last season at the reunion, Andy asked a question. He asked who has tattoos. And Kyle shared that she had recently gotten some tattoos, and one of them was very special to her. But she didn't say, she pointed at it, and it was the heart, and she didn't say why it was special, but she said it was very special to her. I'm going to pop it up on the screen. This chick, the Morgan chick, has the same tattoo.
Like identical?
Identical. Look, take a look. See how it's like a whimsical heart? See the bottom? The same? The same. So Kyle had that tattoo.
Dude, it's not just a heart, it's the way.
It's like a whim, it crosses
it's
at the end.
Specific.
Right.
I never seen this chick. She's blasted, huh?
Yeah, she's blasted with tats. Anyways, so they have a connection, whatever it may be. So I definitely think that Mauricio and Kyle are navigating through what will eventually end up in their divorce.
So let's stop there. So you think? Let me ask you this, because there are some husbands that allow. They're not gonna speak on it, but there's some husbands that will allow their wives and girlfriends to have a little affair with a girl.
Yeah.
As long as they know about it, they're okay with it.
Yeah.
So do you think Mauricio knew about this?
I don't know.
Okay?
I think there's a lot of rumor. I have no idea. I think there's a lot of rumors. I think he's had affairs.
Okay.
I definitely think he's had affairs. And what probably happened was he's treated her somewhat, allegedly like a doormat, thinking she just is always a puppy dog, would always be there for him. He does his thing, probably got caught. But I do believe that when she found her thing with this woman, that he probably freaked out, tried to reel her back in, try to pull her back.
Yeah.
But by that time, it's probably too late. Now they're just navigating. I do believe they'll have an amicable separation, divorce. I think that's what they're doing. I think this has been in the works for a long time.
Damn.
I also think it's probably why Kyle didn't appear in his show on Netflix.
Oh,
because she did not appear in that show.
There's all those telltale signs, like you said, the TikTok investigators come out and they figure things out.
But I do think they'll ultimately be amicable. I also know a little bit of scoop that they have recently got a mortgage on their home. And usually before a divorce, that's like a preemptive thing that a couple will do before filing for divorce, because it can be a little more difficult to get your mortgage if you have filed for divorce.
Yes.
So they do that so that one of them can buy the other one out, can cash them out.
I see.
But they do that before a divorce filing. So that was also recently done as well. So listen, like I said last week, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
Even though they released this statement and they're in Aspen together, I still very much believe that they are navigating a new normal in their relationship, whatever is left of their relationship.
Man, isn't it crazy? We've known a few husbands now. They're not losing their wives to other men. They're losing it to other women.
Yeah,
and one was a billionaire.
Yeah, we talked about that last episode.
Crazy.
But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that he's worth a lot of money too. I'd also like to say something for the record. I believe that I notice with certain people, certain celebrities, certain families, TMZ is very careful how they report on it.
Of course.
Because I think they have relationships with the very powerful families, and they are very careful on how they report things. Because notice that TMZ did not mention this relationship with the woman. And why wouldn't they mention it?
I go, they did not one mention.
Not the tattoo, not the relationship. Why is it? Because they're navigating it carefully. The Hiltons, and they're a powerful family in
very powerful
Hollywood. Very powerful, just like the Kardashians.
Yes.
So I think just like with the Kardashians, they're careful with what they report.
I'm pretty sure that they got that in their back pocket. It's going to come out because this is all ratings too for them. People all in, just like that.
Yeah,
scandal
but there's some very specific reason why they have not already mentioned that.
They will though.
They talked about the separation, and they will not mention it until they get the green light from the family.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that they have those kinds of relationships with certain powerful people.
Yeah. Like does Kris Jenner call Harvey, but hey, don't mention that yet. Wait till I give
I'm assuming that they have a direct line.
He's not
going to
admit that, of course, but yes. Come on.
Yeah.
We know.
Getting the scoop, getting that hot coffee from Candidly with Coffee, guys.
Yeah.
We're getting the scoop. And moving on to a terrifying video that I came across that, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, which is why you need to be watching us on YouTube because I always put up this stuff, take a look at the video of this roller coaster that was upside down in a Wisconsin amusement park for 3 hours. 3 hours they were stuck.
Dude, you know how awful they must have felt? The blood rushing to their brain upside down.
The claustrophobia alone. It's hard for me to even watch this video.
Yeah.
Because it gives me heart palpitations.
Of course.
And they had to actually...
And they had to stop right there. It couldn't stop at the bottom. It always stops. You know what I'm saying?
They ended up, I think, having to take some people off, get one of those cranes and take them off because they were needing medical attention.
I bet.
Terrifying.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm good. I'm all set on all those.
Yeah, and Tyler actually was telling me that he's been seeing a lot of crazy videos and stuff. I'm like, how did we
I showed you one. I showed you roller coaster.
But how did we ever as kids go on not amusement parks, those carnival rides at carnivals?
Too. Yes.
Remember the carnies? They're like toothless.
Yes.
And they're running it. They live with the carnival.
Yes.
Those things are not. Those things aren't good.
No.
They're
dangerous.
not like bolted down.
No. They're every location that they go to, those traveling Like
yeah, the traveling
they
ones.
have to build it and set it up. And usually they're old. You could tell that looks like an old ride from 50 years ago. No thanks.
How on earth did I get you just do stuff. When you get older, you just think about things. You know what I mean? You just think about things differently.
We're fearless when we're young. We don't think about the consequences. We just
think
go.
You're invincible.
Yes. I ain't scared. Let's go. Dare? Triple dare. Okay, let's go. Remember that?
Yeah.
Double dare. Triple. Let's go.
Even in my 20s, I still was like that.
Mm-hmm.
My 20s, early 30s. I only started to get like this realization that I'm not invincible probably in my 40s. And each year I get older, it becomes more apparent. You start to worry about health issues.
No,
you don't think
nothing.
about your cholesterol and your heart and
in your
all
20s
that stuff
or 30s,
when you're
not
young.
really, no. Nope.
You take it all for granted unless you have had a health scare as someone who's young. Unless you've been through an illness or something like that, then you have a different perspective. But if you're just going about your life, you just think you're invincible and that you're going to be here forever.
Yep.
And you can treat your body like absolute trash and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want. No, there's consequences of that. You might get away with it when you're young. You might be able to keep the weight off and all that and keep your mentals on point, but keep messing around in your 40s and find out. Like they say, F around and find out.
All right, so moving on to this next story. This actually happened a while ago, but they finally had the trial, and I had been watching it. So there's this influencer in California, who in the Bay Area actually, Kathleen Sorensen, who falsely accused a Latino couple of trying to kidnap her children. She's a social media influencer, and she wanted it to go viral. She did it for clout. They ultimately determined that it was completely false, and the couple has been fully exonerated. They actually pressed charges on her for making completely false allegations.
Yeah, good.
And she was sentenced to 3 months. I think she's going to serve a month, but she was sentenced to 3 months in jail.
The privilege,
come to find out, the couple, they're a married couple who was at Michael's buying decorations, who totally innocent. You know them. Sadie
this
Martinez.
world can't be smaller.
Right.
I grew up with them.
Yeah, like you, both
Since
both
we're
of
kids.
them.
Since we're like 9, 10 years old. Yes, both of them.
That's crazy.
It is. Somehow where I played hoops at Eddie.
There was a press
Sadie,
conference
I'm
here.
friends with her brother Josh. She has another little brother. Grew up with the whole family.
So they grew up together and then they got married?
So let me rewind. I grew up in San Francisco, you guys. The neighborhood I lived in was Noe Valley at the time. Her and Josh and her family probably lived 3 blocks from my house. Eddie was also a childhood friend. We all grew up together. Later on, those two got together, had babies, got married. But we're all childhood friends as kids.
That's crazy.
I know.
How sad. Can you imagine? They're just going about their business, shopping in Michael's, buying decorations, and then they end up on the news because this was an influencer. So the story picked up steam.
Yeah.
And they end up on the news that showed camera footage of them in the parking lot. And people suddenly, you got to understand too, you guys, how damaging it could be.
Of course.
Because people, just like with everything else, what do they do?
Their jobs go look at them too. And be like,
people read a headline and then take it as gospel.
Yes.
In everything, right?
Guilty before innocent.
Yeah, so they were seriously, this affected their lives and they were scared that they could suddenly.
Kidnapping is federal serious charges of 1 kid or 2 kids that got accused.
Kids?
Kidnapping.
Oh, she had kids. I think multiple kids.
That's serious allegations, man.
Yeah, children. Trying to kidnap her children.
See? That's serious.
Yeah.
And they gave her a slap on the wrist. Get out of here. She should have got years for doing that. Teach her a lesson. Teach the rest of you influencers that want clout that do illegal shit a lesson. You shouldn't do that. Make illegal accusations or false police reports just for clout. People do that a lot.
They do. People are just in a constant state of looking for that thing that's going to make them famous.
Yes.
That virality.
Yeah.
On social media.
Yeah. And not to get off topic, there was a dude who rented a plane, went up there, put his little skydiving pack on for clout, for social media. He said, sayonara, let the plane just go, and he jumped out of his skydive. Oh, he has federal charges. Looking at like 20 years for doing that.
He let the plane go with no pilot?
You know those little ones we have?
Crashed? Yeah, the
it crashed and everything. He survived because he had a pack, but he did it for social media to film it. He's a YouTuber. Oh, he's in trouble. He's facing like 20 years federally. Imagine that plane didn't land where it's supposed to land in the canyon.
What is wrong with people?
Clout chasers. 2023 is too many. Social media has created demons as far as clout chasers. Like the things they do,
Yeah,
they die too a lot of times doing stupid things
Yeah.
for chasing clout,
To
jumping
try
off
to-
cliffs, skydive, just extreme stuff for clout.
Yeah.
I see it a lot.
Remember when was it Logan Paul or Jake Paul? Jake Paul, I think, who almost got canceled. He was a huge, one of the
sure
first.
Was it Logan, the older brother?
I don't know. It was one of them.
I think it was Logan.
It was one of them. I think it was Logan.
The older brother.
He was huge at the time, very famous on TikTok and YouTube, I think.
Yeah, he was a YouTuber.
And he went into there's a famous forest in Japan. It's
Yes.
very sad. It's where
Suicide forest.
Yeah, people go in there to unalive themselves.
Yes.
And he went to it and made a mockery of it.
Oh, he took video of the bodies there.
Yeah, because they're like there and
There's still bodies in there.
trigger warning. They're like hanging there.
Yes.
And he almost was canceled. He was canceled for a while.
Oh, they came at him hard for that.
Hard. But
he
again,
made a video crying about it. Whoa.
Because again, it's like he did something for that extreme reaction.
Yes.
And sometimes you go too far.
And what people don't understand about Japanese society is, depending what the code and honor these people believe in, unaliving themselves is an honorable thing, depending on the situation.
Right.
If a samurai dishonors his master, it's called seppuku. They commit suicide. They do it in the Yakuza too, so they don't, if they dishonor their clan.
It's
it
just
goes way
part of
back.
their culture. It's
Yes.
a cultural thing.
Yes.
But
it
it's
is.
very sacred, that place. And
They call it death before dishonor. You must die
Yeah.
before you dishonor your family or your master.
That's where that saying
Yes.
comes? Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, samurais, that's why I have all this Japanese tattoos. I love their code, the samurai code. They would not dishonor themselves or their dojo. Death before dishonor. Those dudes fight to the death.
I did not
Yes.
realize that saying came from
Yes.
that. A lot of people that's a common tattoo, death
Yeah,
before dishonor.
they don't really mean it. Yeah, people slap that on. I was going to get it. You turn it upside down.
Oh.
Death before dishonor, you flip it. It's a cool tattoo.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a lot of people have.
Yeah.
But
mhm.
anyways, clout chasers, this clout chaser landed this woman in trouble,
Yes.
some serious trouble. And
Yes.
your friends were redeemed.
And I hope they sue her. I hope they sue her
As
for
soon
that.
there's a now they have a very good case.
Teach them a lesson.
Yeah, for sure they need to do a civil suit,
Hurt 'em.
but there's a
Mhm.
lesser burden of guilt in civil suits. There's a lesser burden.
Oh, so easy. Easy.
You can win a civil suit even if you lose the criminal.
Yes.
If someone is like O.J. Simpson,
O.J. Simpson.
he was innocent in the criminal charges, but he lost in the civil trial because there's not as strong of a burden
Exactly.
for the evidence. So, yeah, maybe she's gonna have hopefully she's got a lot of clout out of it because she might be getting slapped with a
Oh,
lawsuit.
man.
Who
I hope
knows?
they cancel her. She earned her cancellation ticket.
So, you want to give us an update on how your macros are going?
Good. Good. What
We-
did I tell you waiting at 183.5 or something?
183.5 today.
Yeah.
You were 185 last week. 190 not that like a month ago, less than a month ago.
Yeah. It's
So-
filling off fast. Macros. Working. Training hard. It's crazy because 24, like I told somebody I was doing 2,400. They were like, that you eating that little? I'm like, dude, that's a lot.
That's the problem. People, they have a perception of how much people should be eating. I see the food you eat. 2,400 calories is a lot of food, and you have a hard time sometimes getting in your protein.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. That's why I do shakes. 5A yogurt, that's my go-to with the powder.
Yeah.
Things like that, because to eat that much protein every day, eggs, meat, it's hard. It's hard on the body.
It's just a lot.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it's not as enjoyable as like the carbs.
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's easy to pick up a bag of chips and smash the whole
Yeah,
thing and
like,
get your calories
sure.
from that, or donuts.
Yeah.
That's...
But when you're eating a lot of protein, suddenly 2,400 calories is a lot to get in because that's a lot of the calories are coming from protein.
Yeah, but that's probably what's helping me also trim down. Eating a lot of protein, keeping me full. And also, I'm getting stronger, like, at this age. I'm almost 49. That's crazy. Like,
You know what I was going to say? I bet you
and I'm
that-
on no TRT, you
I was
guys.
just gonna say that.
I'm
I
not
bet
saying-
you.
Yeah, wait till if I do get on some TRT.
I was just gonna say that. I bet that people think that you're not natural.
Yeah,
They think,
probably.
oh, this guy's on something, or
But I'm not even that big. I'm not like a bodybuilder.
I
but
know, but because of your age, and then suddenly
my age,
it looks
the
like
number.
suddenly your body has changed,
Mhm.
and so people will automatically assume
Yeah.
that it's...
Oh, if I hop on, I'll vlog it and I'll admit it. I'll show people, like, look, I'm not deceiving you guys. I'm 40-year-old man, need a little help. But my goal is not to be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to get super jacked. I just want to be like lean, athletic, fit.
Women do hormone replacement therapy too.
I know. Guys just love to talk shit. Really, it's jealousy because they don't put in the work. They think like the testosterone, TRT, whatever you want to call steroids, does the work for you. No, it's not the case, man. You got to put in the work. You still got to count your macros, eat your protein, and crush. You don't just inject something and you become He-Man.
I think perception, sometimes I feel, especially because of social media, perception is that the aids and tools that you use either for weight loss or for muscle building, that it's an overnight thing. And all you have to do is take the steroids or take something like Ozempic and boom, it's done.
Yes.
It's because that's what perception is, because maybe we see a reality star on the season of Housewives that taped last year, by the way. And so then now we're seeing what she looks like right now. And apparently over the course of the year, maybe she's taken Ozempic. And so now it looks like to us that overnight she's lost 50 pounds.
Right.
Guess what? Even if you use the tools, it still takes time.
It does.
The time still has to pass, and you have to do the work in order to get the results. And same with doing hormone replacement and things like that. It appears to be overnight, but it is not.
Nothing's overnight.
It is not. Even with...
You gotta put in the work.
I have a lot of people who reach out to me who say, hey, I started taking Mounjaro or whatever, but I'm not happy. It's still much slower than I thought. And I'll say, how much have you lost? And they'll say, oh, I've only lost 20 pounds in 3 months. And I'm like...
That's what they really say?
Yeah, like 20 pounds in 3 months is a lot.
What do these humans expect?
Because, perception, Dude. When they see people on TV and these celebrities, is that you take the shot and you wake up skinny.
No.
It False. Still takes time.
It takes time. And you got to work out. You got to put in the work. People want to be rewarded for something they didn't really do. Okay, you lost a few pounds. Good. But don't reward yourself with food either. People always go, oh, I lost, like today, oh, I'm down. I can go, oh, I'm going to go order a pizza. Yeah, bro. No, that's the wrong message. Keep staying on your program. And you have to work. I'm 48, almost 49. I started working out between 14 and 15. I got a weight set. That's been a long time. And I stayed in the game. Mm-hmm. It's been years. So all that I have, this is from years that I built this foundation of my body, my vessel, years.
You have to start somewhere to start building the foundation, for sure.
You're never told either.
But it's not overnight,
No.
And I don't stop thinking that you're going to, even if you do decide, okay, I'm going to take a weight loss drug, or I'm in menopause and I'm going to go on hormone replacement therapy or whatever it may be, it's still, you need to manage your expectations, because it is still not an overnight change. It's just that we think it is because we see people on TV.
Or they'll see a celebrity, like, for instance, I'll make a Matt Damon. What we see him in that movie, Nike, Air Jordan.
He was.
What did he look like?
Chub.
Yeah, what did he look like? A busted 50-year-old, middle-aged man, right?
Yeah.
Typical dad bod. What's going to happen is if he gets a role, like say in an action film or another Jason Bourne, we're going to see him a year later. He's probably going to look. I know his routine. He uses boxing to get lean. He's going to get shredded, ripped, probably jump on some stuff, and you're going to be like, oh wow, look at him now. He's been grinding on the low that you guys don't see work, because he's not vlogging every day showing you guys.
And then all these articles are going to come out. What was Matt Damon's diet?
No.
What was Matt Damon's workout? It's not a secret. And it took a lot longer than you think it took, because perception is that it was a little amount of time.
Yes.
But in reality, he had to get up every day for months and grind for that.
Yes.
You don't see that. You don't see that.
No.
Like with these people who are taking Ozempic or whatever, you just see all of a sudden they're skinny. You don't see when they're nauseous. You don't see when they have diarrhea. You don't see when they don't feel like eating their favorite food.
Or they eat and throw up.
Yeah, you don't see the side effects and the things that they're going through to get to that other side. You just see the before and the after, and then you start taking it and you think that you're, like I said, you're going to wake up and you're going to look like, the supermodel, and it just doesn't work that way.
And another thing too, about being on macros, is you have to embrace that hunger. The leptin.
Ghrelin is the hunger.
Ghrelin's the hunger. You have to embrace it, because it's going to come. and it's going to test you. And sometimes you will feel like nauseous and weak, and you feel like, oh, I need to eat. I always remember what you tell me. And shout out to Wes Watson. Just change your mindset. That's just your body releasing fats. Burning fat. Think of it that way. My body's doing what it's supposed to. Don't give into it. And if you can get through that, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, you build discipline.
You have to learn to live in the hunger sometimes. You really do. I think that no one wants to be uncomfortable.
No one. Everybody wants comfort.
I'm hungry. Okay, it's okay. It's not.
Are you dying?
It's not a bad thing to be hungry.
No.
And if you are finding that you're being super consistent, like you're being really good on your macros, and then suddenly you're like, wow, I'm starting to feel a little more hungry. Why? 3 days ago, I was eating the same amount, but I wasn't as hungry. Why am I hungry now? That's the leptin. Because as your body releases fat, your leptin levels drop. And leptin is the hormone that controls fullness. So when it drops, you feel less full, you feel more hungry. So leptin drops, ghrelin goes up, and that's what's happening.
That's what I'm
experiencing right now. Take it as a
sign
that things are going well.
Yes.
You're doing what you need to do. You're doing enough to move the needle. Because if you're supposedly in a calorie deficit and you're never feeling hungry, don't be surprised if you don't see results. It's probably because you're eating more than you think you are. You're miscalculating somewhere, or the macros are just wrong.
Just wrong.
Don't let it control you. And that's actually what a good segue into what I wanted to talk about in terms of control. I was thinking about this the other day. Nothing in life should control you.
Nope.
As soon as something gets control over you, you need to manage that. And I'm talking about everything. Food shouldn't control you. People shouldn't control you. Obviously, drugs, alcohol, smoking shouldn't control you.
Facts. Super facts.
Activities. Nothing should control you. And the thing that we did this month, I thought it's a good example of that. Because sometimes you think, okay, nothing controls me, and then you stop and think, wait a minute, some things are getting out of control in my life. And I know this sounds trivial, but for me, I really realized that the chip consumption was getting out of control.
Yeah, you're right. That was a good call on your part.
I'm like, you know what? I'm letting this basket of chips control me. I got to take back that control. Yeah. This has to be reset. And I think it's normal to reset a lot of things in life over time. But you have to be aware and remember, nothing should control you. So now I'm like, no, fuck that. These chips don't control me. I don't care if you put them on the table. Put them on the table. Yeah. They don't control me.
Yeah.
And if you change that mindset, that doesn't control me. You take back the power.
People always think that I have to have this. No, you don't have to have that. I have to drink. I need my wine. No, you don't need your beer, wine, and alcohol. Listen, we love a good drink too. And we have ours occasionally.
Right.
You don't need it all the damn time.
But does it control you?
Yes.
And here's the thing. This is how you find out. Can you give it up? Can you give it up without planning to give it up? Without preparing? Without having to really think about it? Can you just be like, yeah, I can give it up for 30 days?
Yep.
Because if there's anything in your life that you can't just give up like that on a whim, it might have some control over you.
Bingo.
You know? So for example, one thing that I know has control over me somewhat, and I probably could use a reset, caffeine.
Yes.
And it's good to do a reset every once in a while on those kinds of things. So that probably will be coming down the pike for me right now. I'm focused on my no chips, no donuts for this month. You don't want to overwhelm yourself.
One thing at a time. And that's right there. Let me stay on what you just said. One thing at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. And that's why diets fail. Because people go all in. All of a sudden, they're eating 5,000 calories. And I'm going on a diet and I'm going to cut it in half. No.
That's so true.
You don't do that. You're going to fail. You have to ease into it, you guys.
Happens.
Every time they fail. I'm sorry. My friends, family, everybody I know that tries, let's just fall flat on their face.
Because there's a big difference. And I want to make this very clear.
And they always say, I'm going to eat salads.
There's a big difference between overly restricting and gaining control. What you just described is someone who's all of a sudden going to overly restrict.
Yeah.
I'm going to go from 5,000 calories a day. I'm going to eat 2,000 calories a day. And I'm only going to eat salads.
Chicken and salads.
Yeah.
And broccoli.
And nothing else. You know, that's not the same as you're actually going to lose control like a mofo.
You're going to get worse. You're actually going to do more damage, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think that the most important mindset when it comes to trying to regain control. Because be careful, because I'm not a fan of those types of challenges where there's all these rules and you can't have something if you want to be successful in the challenge. Like you can eat no bread, no cheat meals, no sugar. I don't like that because there's a big difference between controlling and restricting.
Yes.
Because restriction will lead to you to be out of control on something. That's very important. It's all in the difference between you choose not to have something, not you can't have something. Because is the chip police going to come out of the kitchen if I eat chips?
No.
No. I'm choosing not to have them. Could I still eat a serving of chips and be totally fine?
Yes.
Hit my goals, lose weight, all the things? Yes. But I'm choosing to take a break.
The point is, you're in control. That's the point. The point you're making. Can I? Yes. But I don't want to because I said so. I said no. It's like someone trying to get you to eat cake or ruin your journey. No. They tell you, no, I'm on my journey. No,
could I?
Leave me alone.
Yes, I could.
Yes.
But I'm choosing today is not the day.
Yep. Because I said so.
There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between restriction and rules and controlling your decisions.
And we know restriction and rules never work. They'll work temporarily. And a lot of those, like those 60-day challenges, 90-day challenges, or whatever, Hard 75, I don't know that program. But
yeah, that's a dumb program. Sorry.
Let me tell you guys, all those people who did all those programs and challenges all got shredded. A lot of them had success. I've seen different ones from different people. Where are they at now? Did they sustain it is the question. Because as fast as they got it off, you come back even faster.
Yeah,
and you stay on top of your game.
This is where how you can tell the difference between restricting something and choosing not to have something. All of those people on Hard 75, they have all these rules: no sugar, no cheat meals, no this. The entire 75 days, they're planning what they're going to have and what they're going to chow down on day 76.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like the world you came from.
Yes.
Bikini fitness, bodybuilding, that whole world is 8 weeks out. You get 8 to 10 weeks out. You're nothing but training and dieting and macros and shredding your body fat to show what you really look like. And what does everybody do in that industry? Everybody. It's like a party after. They have these parties. You're talking about pizza vans pull up by the dozens.
Donuts, pizza.
You name it.
They call it a spank bank. So the entire time you're on prep, every time you go to the store, you buy the things you want to eat as soon as you're off of prep. And you basically stockpile what's called a spank bank. And then people binge eat. They binge on these spank banks and gain an crazy amount of weight in a very short period of time, like 15 pounds.
My boy Martin, we would do that for him after. We'd all go eat and grub, cheesecake, whatever he wanted to do. This dude would gain 20 pounds overnight from what he was on
that's
stage.
because of water.
Yeah, I know. But still, that's amazing. The body could just pack it on like that.
It's water. But what I would do, it's mostly water at that point. But what I did on my shows is the night of, I would have my cheat meal after the show, and then the next day would be a cheat day. And then Monday is right back to my normal routine. That's why I never packed.
You were a rare bunny, because most of those women did that and kept it going for weeks, and then they don't know how to get back to it. And before they know it, they quit because they're far gone and they can't get back to their
They don't know how to live in this.
No. Balance. Yeah. What do we say? Balance. It all comes down to balance.
Yeah. But it's very important. It really all comes down to learning to take control and identifying the things in your life that you currently do not have control over, and you need to probably start trying to take back that control, because it's going to be very important.
Yeah, and don't let other humans control you. That's another pet peeve of mine. Humans always try to control humans. What I mean by that is you're on your journey. Someone's forcing something to eat or drink. No. And they need to understand that. And if you need to get harsh with them a little bit, tell them no.
Yeah, I actually put on here that people shouldn't control you. And I'm not even talking about on the healthy lifestyle journey. I'm talking about in general.
In general.
Period. In general.
Yeah.
Nobody should have control over another human being, unless it's like a parent and child type thing. And even then you have to give them some freedom as well.
Yeah.
But like in
a marriage, is respect between me and her.
Nobody should have control over you.
She respects me. I respect her. There's no control. I'm not trying to control her. She's not trying. That's why we work. If she was trying to control me, I'd been out a long time ago. I don't do control.
I think even on social media, it's amazing how many people think that their opinion matters. Like they want to control you.
Yes. You must do this because we said so. You must do that because the signs. No, I must do nothing.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it for myself. Don't worry about me. You don't know me, so don't worry about me.
So be mindful of that too.
Yes.
If you have people, things,
Those mobs,
activities, food, whatever in your life, and there's something that's controlling you, alcohol, that's a common one. We talked about a little bit last.
Just have a drink, take a sip with me. No. Get that out of my face or I'm going to slap it out of your face. I said no.
But see,
I get angry.
Alcohol does not have control. I'm lucky. Alcohol's never had control over me. I could take it or leave it. And the way if something has control over you, like I said, can you right now say, you know what? I'm not going to drink alcohol for the next 30 days. And it would be no big deal. That's why I did the chips because I thought, I need to stop.
Food's a little harder.
Yeah.
Because it's always in front of our face.
Right.
Alcohol, you don't have to buy it or be near it. You don't have to go to obviously restaurants serve alcohol, but you don't have to go to a bar. You don't have to stock it in your house if you really want to eliminate it.
Right. But so if there's something that you feel like you couldn't give up right now today, then it probably has a little bit of a hold on you. And you have to think, is that a thing that's impacting your ability to reach your goals? This hold that it has on you. And hunger is one of them too. Don't let hunger control you.
No.
Get control over it. Know
Unfortunately,
it.
It does. It controls majority of society. They can't control it because they don't understand it. I don't think they have to give into it.
Yeah.
That's their body.
My body's
giving them
starving.
a signal.
It's all false information that you've been, I don't know, led to believe or whatever. You're not.
And not to be mean or toot my own horn, but from what we see out there, nobody's starving. Believe me, they're far from it.
Just remember, for every pound of body fat you have on your body, that's 3,500 calories stored for a rainy day.
Yes.
You're not starving unless you lose all your body fat. Then you're starving. Then you're truly starving. Like third world countries starving is because they actually have depleted all of their fat storage and now they're starving. Now they'll die.
You can see their rib cage. You can see the bones in their face. They're starving.
Because their fat's gone. That's starving.
But you, us Americans, are not starving. I'm sorry. I'm sure there's hungry kids in this country, but I'm saying adults starving.
That's not what we're talking about.
Not to be mean, even the homeless people don't look like they're starving. They don't look skinny. They look like they're packing on weight too when I see them. So who's really starving? Because people always say, I'm starving. I'm so hungry. Are you? Have you looked at yourself in the mirror? Have you done your body fat? Have you stepped on a scale? You're not starving. Trust me.
It's just you're not learning that feeling and how to control it.
Exactly.
And honestly, that's why those medications like Ozempic and stuff work, because they eliminate that feeling for you so that you can now navigate and do the things that you know you need to do, because you still need to do those. Eat right, eat protein, walk, all the things. You can navigate them without that hunger that most people just can't control. Yeah. If you can learn to control that, you save yourself a lot of money. That's the only thing those medications are doing. They're not magically like eating up your body fat.
That's what people think. I think the assumption, I swear, people
think that.
And I hate to like clown on people or even make fun of them, but I think people think it's like a video game. Like you swallow a pill, like Pac-Man, and it goes in, it's just eating away your fats.
Yeah, they don't realize it's just, you're just forcing a situation.
That's it.
Because
it's not even a miracle.
Because you're not hungry, so you don't eat a lot. And so that's that. All right, before we end this episode, I came across something that I thought was really cool, and I want to talk about it because it's something that I think I've always practiced, but I never had a name for it, similar to manifesting, but it's just a cleaner way to look at it, and it's called quantum jumping or quantum manifestation.
Yeah.
It's basically learning how to transfer energy into your desired reality. It's basically putting like steps to what it takes to really like manifest something and how it actually works using quantum physics.
Interesting.
And so I think it's really cool. It's all the hype right now on social media.
Really? I like
so there are 3 things in order that you can do in order to manifest things into your life. So 3 things that you have to do, and they all connect. You have to feel what it would feel like to be in the reality you desire already. And you have to really feel it. Feel it on a cellular level. Feel it in your soul. So in order to do that, you have to sit in it sometimes for a while. It means like you have to take time out of your day to really just sit in your thoughts and think about what it is that you want. Where is it that ultimately, what's your ultimate goal? What's the end game? Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself? And not only do you have to do that, then you have to sit there and feel what it would feel like to achieve all your goals. You have to feel what that would feel like. You have to let yourself feel it.
Yeah.
And I know I've done this before, and that's how I have manifested things in my life. I just didn't put a name to it. You have to really feel it.
You got to really, like you said, you got to swim in it, sleep in it, vision it.
Yeah.
Because it makes you that much hungrier and determined to get to your goals.
Exactly. But then, so once you do that, like I said, you feel it like deep in your bones. You feel it so much that it puts you in a good mood because you feel excited because you feel the Ferrari's already in the driveway, or the keys that you have in your hand open up the mansion that you're visioning. That's because you feel it so deep in your soul.
Yeah.
And then you have to stop and think where you currently are and think about, what are the things that I am doing right now that directly coincide with that place I want to be?
Exactly.
For a lot of people, there's a huge disconnect.
Huge.
They have all of these hopes and dreams, but nothing they are doing in their current life is taking even a micromillimeter step towards those goals.
Fear.
So then you have to, and I think, honestly, I think a lot of people even limit where they want to be because they put barricades on it. Okay,
I can never do that. I can never accomplish that. I can't have that body.
So they stop themselves from even wanting to vision. It's almost like a defense mechanism.
Yes.
But then once you truly open yourself up to what you really want, then this is the hard work. The hard work is, okay, it's time to slap yourself in the face and think, okay, but what am I doing today that's going to get me there?
Yep.
And they have to connect. There has to be a connection. And then there has to be like the gratitude of where you currently are and how far you've currently come. Yeah. So I'm going to give you an example, not a silly example, but an example. Let's just say this podcast for us. Yes. So say ultimately like our future goal is like Joe Rogan status. And people get even scared to do that. Oh, no, we could never be like Joe Rogan. Right away, that's a barricade.
Right.
No, just let it go.
Yeah.
Let your mind go. You are Joe Rogan status. You have millions of downloads.
Yes.
You're in a studio interviewing all your favorite athletes and fighters and whatever, right?
Oh, my God. That would be a dream job for me.
And that is just like, that's our job. We just sit down and talk all day, however many episodes we want. We have a beautiful studio.
Yes.
And we have millions of downloads.
Yes.
That's, okay. So will you sit in that and think, what does that feel like? How amazing is that? What are you driving? What are you living in when that's your lifestyle? What philanthropy would we get into if we had all that?
We're doing philanthropy, especially with animals.
Animals, for sure. We would think we need to be in those thoughts and get excited about it. No, that is definitely going to happen. We are going to get there.
Instead of thinking, no, I can never achieve that.
And get excited about where you're going.
Yep. That's true. Get excited of the journey. Even not to get off track, even this fitness journey, I'm challenging myself, trying to take myself to different heights than before.
Yeah, exactly. So then, because you can apply it to that too. You can do that too. So you can have all kinds of different little quantum manifestations going on. And so then you have to think, okay, where are we currently? We're currently sitting in this room on these mics, having a podcast. That's what we're doing currently. Yes. Are we working towards that dream? Yes. Because here we are talking to you guys right now. And
we got to start somewhere. Everybody has to start somewhere.
So we are directly doing things right now that coincides with what we want in the future. That's a win.
Yes, facts.
But then we have to be grateful. And we have to be grateful for, guess what? We have subscribers.
Yes,
we have thousands of downloads every month.
Yes, we do.
We've built this from 0 subscribers.
0.
To this.
Just a thought.
To sharing one mic, crouched over one mic, to these nice mics with a nice headset, better sound, better lighting. We're on YouTube now. There's lots of things. I'm grateful for the journey that we've had so far, that we've built up an audience. And so that's quantum manifestation right there. So I'll be able to reference this episode. I think, what is it? Episode 427. We're going to reference 427.
Wow.
5 years from now.
Dude.
And we're going to show you what quantum manifestation really does.
And because of you guys, we're going to be super successful because without you guys, we're nothing in this podcast. It's all because of you guys, and you guys are taking us there. It's cool. It's a cool journey.
So isn't that cool?
Yes.
That's how it works. And you can do it with anything. So do it with your body. Do it with your job, your whatever it is. You want that beach house?
Yes.
Do it. But don't skip the very important step of where are you currently and what are you doing right now that is going to help you get to that ultimate goal. And don't skip the gratitude step. You got to be grateful for how far you've come.
Yes.
Because everyone starts somewhere, and you got to be grateful. What are the things you're grateful for right now? You have to be grateful throughout the journey. You can't just be like, oh, I'll be grateful once I get this or that or this.
Yes, you're right. I'm going to do this once I get that, or I'm going to do that. No.
Right.
Be grateful. Be humble and grateful on the way. Because this journey is not easy. It's not for everybody, but it's attainable for everybody. That's the thing. Anyone could do it. But people don't believe, though. That's the problem.
You mean in just achieving their goals and dreams?
Just achieving their goals. You have to believe. And like you said, manifestation works. I used to vision what I wanted my body to look like, and eventually I got there, and I was like, ooh, with the tattoos, lean. I was like, that's dope.
It does work. There's actual science behind it when it comes to like quantum physics. I'll put up some stuff on the screen here to you guys get a better idea of how it actually works scientifically.
Yeah.
Because
I'm going to really research this for myself more. I want to learn more because I love this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So here's the steps, just to give you guys the clear steps on how to manifest. Step 1, think clearly. Okay. Be very specific on what you want to manifest. The more details, the better. And don't limit yourself. People often will limit that. They feel embarrassed to like shoot for the stars.
Yes.
Don't do that. Do not do that. Step number 2, this is my favorite part because I have done this and I know this feeling. Feel elevated. Feel it. Imagine you already got it. How would you feel? The gratitude, the joy, the love, the mood you'd be in. Feel those feelings. Feel them deep in your soul, like almost like you feel your heart flutter and be excited.
Yeah.
As if it's already happened.
Yes.
Step number 3 is maintain that elevated feeling. After your visualization, maintain those feelings of gratitude, joy, and love throughout your day. Let it carry you through because you're going to get there. So be excited about like where you're going.
Yeah.
You have to.
Exactly.
And I know we get so busy with life that we get caught up in the hustle and bustle. We forget about this stuff. This is something that you need to think about every single day. And then the next thing is every day, do this every day. So take time out of your day to do these things every day and then get excited because it's coming. The manifestations, watch them come. One day you'll be like, holy shit. This is one of those things I manifested.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, remember when we talked about this?
Yes, exactly.
Try it, you guys. Trust me. I need to get better at it too. Sometimes I get so busy in the day-to-day that sometimes I'm doing the things, but I don't stop and remember where I'm trying to go.
Yeah. Look, when you first started your business, macro, working with people, everything, just social media influencer, look how far you've come.
Yeah.
How long ago was it you started?
Even like when I started 7 years ago now, but even when I started like my YouTube channel or whatever, it's like, yeah, I want to get to 100,000. That's like my ultimate goal because I want that plaque. Okay. But
how proud
so
you guys.
I got to be excited thinking about like the plaque that I'm going to get.
You have
like,
a goal set.
I'm excited to do the video. You guys, I got my plaque.
Yes.
So then I have to think about what am I doing every day in order to get there? I do videos every day. I produce content on my YouTube channel every day. We do this podcast on YouTube every day.
Put in the work.
So I'm putting in the work. I'm doing what needs to be done. And then I'm grateful for how far I've come. Because I started with the channel with 0 people, a nobody. Okay, I've had no leg up, no exposure, no reality show.
No,
and
nothing.
Over the course of the last few years, I've amassed a 17,000 plus subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I have to be grateful for that. I have to be grateful for how far I've come, but excited for where I'm going. And I think that's the ultimate lesson.
That is. I agree with you. You have to also envision the success and don't be afraid of it. People are like, oh, I could never. Yes, you could. You think if every billionaire said I could never, they wouldn't, like, it's Elon Musk. If he put restrictions on himself, that guy sets his mind on things and makes it happen. Electric cars, make it happen. Rocket ships, make it happen. Neuralink in the brain to possibly help paraplegic people, like my sister, people who are born without the use of their leg, possibly one day able to lose their legs because their brain's firing the signals. He's making it happen. I'm just saying, you don't set limits. You could do anything. Nice body, yeah, you could do that. I'm not like super genetically gifted or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I just put in the work since I was a kid. I was a skinny ass kid in my whole life.
Yeah.
Walked around the city.
I know. I'm not either. And I think sometimes I feel like on some avenues or some channels of my social media, people will come across me and they don't realize like my history.
They didn't see the journey. That's the problem is people go on social media and they see the now. They see all these fit trainers and they see these people and they just look at them like, oh, wow. They haven't always been that way, you guys. And they have their off days and bad days too. They're not going to report when they eat pizza and burgers and fries. They think they're on 24/7. That's a lie. They're not. We've been around the industry. They're not. You're not on 24/7.
No.
And that's okay.
We're not. They're
Trust
not.
me.
No. Nobody is.
No.
Nobody
but it doesn't
is.
matter. It's the key is staying consistent. That's it. Doing the work day in, day out. You're going to get the results.
All right, you guys, let me know. I want to know in the comments if you guys are going to practice quantum manifestation, and we will keep you guys posted because we need to make some time to do it. You need
Me
to.
too.
I need to get back to it. I used to be better at it.
Me too.
But I need to get back to it. Now I'm telling you guys so that we can be held accountable and we can revisit this topic in a few episodes. But thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you guys.
Have a great weekend. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and we'll see you on the next one.
See ya.